I praised the madman who tried to murder my own child. But I can no longer live with my lie. It is time to trust the people of Gotham with the truth, and it is time for me to resign.
And do you accept this man's resignation? And do you accept the resignation of all of these liars? Of all the corrupt?
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast number 36 for October 24th, 2017. On today's show, we have 3 new movie trailers, including Daniel Day-Lewis's last movie, The Phantom Thread. Tom Hardy is going full mocap for Venom, and James Gunn shoots off his 50 favorite horror movies. Damn it, I almost pulled that off. You can chat with us on Twitter at Make Movies Great. Toss us a like on Facebook at Make Movies Great, and heart all our pictures on Instagram at Make Movies Great. Don't forget, this podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube. My name is Matt, and here with me is
Adam
and Sean.
There we go. Everybody's here today.
We should just set it. Well, Sean, you know what we'll do this weekend? We'll rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to go second, and that's what we'll do from here on out.
I like last week's my favorite one. Neither of us wanted to say it.
That was the first week. There was
a big pregnant pause, as our music teacher used to say.
Pregnant pause. Who? Which movie? Mr. Martin?
Any music? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mr. Martin with the puppet.
Mr. Martin. Let me paint a picture for you. He was about 6'7".
Yeah.
Ex-Marine.
Yep.
Drove a bright red Volkswagen Beetle.
Just shy of flamboyant, definitely.
Just shy of flamboyant. And he carried around Mr. Wolfie.
Mr. Wolfie.
His puppet, who, if you did good in class, he would rip off a piece of its hair and give it to you. That thing must be bald by now, right? Or if he's still teaching.
Or not, I don't know. What was that thing? It was like a lanky sloth.
It was like one of those hand puppets with a stick. It was like a Muppet. It was essentially a Muppet, but it looked like a sloth. A sloth with like reading glasses and a little leather vest.
We had him in 6th grade too.
Yeah, we had him in.
That's pretty late to have like a puppet ripping off pieces
probably.
of its hair for you.
Probably.
Anyways, we digress.
Anyway, welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast. How was your guys' weekend?
It was a good weekend.
Yeah? Did you guys see any movies?
Well, I did.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Adam?
We will get into it for sure, but you'll have to wait till the end of the show.
Yes.
Stick around.
So I went out to Buffalo, New York this weekend. I just want to give you guys a little recap of my journeys into Bill's Mafia territory.
Please do.
Enemy territory.
Oh, it was amazing. Listen, I can't say enough good things about Bill's Mafia, for the most part.
Yeah.
So, we drove out there for the Bucks, Bucks playing Bills. We show up and we're like, and everything was so serendipitous. We're like, listen, if we're going to go out to New Era Stadium, which is what it's called, not Ralph Wilson anymore, we want to do it up Bill's Mafia style. We want to go to where all the fucking animals are.
Yep.
Like all the Bill's Mafia guys. We want to go to where Pinto Ron is. If you guys aren't familiar with Pinto Ron, I'll explain who Pinto Ron is in a second. We want to do it all. So we looked it up. We're like, we got to go to the Hammer lot.
Hammer lot.
That's what they call it. So we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're not going to know we can't find it online. It's just kind of like one of those things, like, you have to know where it is. It's like a local thing. We just happen to drive in the stadium, the exact location we needed to be. We park like a row over from where Pinto Ron is. Let me paint you a picture of Pinto Ron. So Pinto Ron is this old guy, and if you guys look on my Instagram at Matt from RI, you'll see this old guy, who every game they play Pour Some Sugar on Me, and he comes out of like the back. He's like a celebrity, and everybody gathers around him, and all these people stand on top of this like conversion van and squirt ketchup and mustard onto him as he's holding like one little burger. Like he's like, I need more ketchup, and like they squirt him like ketchup on him. And he does this every game, and it's like part of tradition. Barstool did this fantastic documentary on Bill's Mafia, and he was like one of the main the main pieces of it was Pinto Ron, and he shows up in a Pinto, and in the front of the hood of the car turns into a grill, and it's like everybody's grilling, and then you have to like take a shot out of a bowling ball, which is fucking disgusting. After a while, there's like hundreds of people taking shots out.
Did you do it?
Yeah. Well, so the thing is like, there's this bowling ball, and obviously you got the 3 holes where you put your fingers. The thumb hole is where you take the shot of. It was this disgusting liquor, but I couldn't even taste the liquor because after one person goes, the person behind the counter that gives you the shot wipes it down with like this disinfectant Clorox wipe. So all you're tasting is this disgusting Clorox wipe. So that's like, I didn't even know what the liquor was. It was like I was taking a bleach shot.
Oh my god.
So then we
part of the charm.
We saw Pinto Ron. Listen, the Bills Mafia guys couldn't have been more welcoming. Like as a Bucks fan, there was a few Bucks fans that I was like mingling with, but as Bills fans, like they just wanted to drink and have a good time. So like we were doing shotgun competitions and we were like playing beer pong next to each other in the thing, and the stadium was hilarious.
Felt totally welcome.
The stadium was like a different world, man.
Nice.
Like it was like a different world. So it was a lot of fun.
You'd go again?
We'd be welcome as Patriots fans. Do you think it would be as warm as warm a reception as Patriots?
So anyway, we were sitting next to some guys that were very nice Bills Mafia fans, and they were giving us the rundown. I'm like, listen, I got a Bucks jersey. Should I wear it, or should I to avoid, like I had a hat on, Bucks hat on, and he's like, you can wear it. You'll probably be fine. And Tom went to go pull out his Tom Brady jersey out of the back of the thing, and the guy's like, put that back in the back of your car. Like,
really?
Just do yourself a favor and don't wear that in the
Really?
stadium. Yeah. Yeah. Just do yourself a favor. Don't wear that at the stadium. So they were like, no.
I feel like though, if a single Patriots jersey would get he'd get his balls busted. But if we went in there,
if
rolling up, yeah,
because you would have more people strong with you. And like Mitch had on, he had a LaShawn McCoy Bills jersey for some reason, so he wore it, so he like fit right in. It's fine. And John bought. It was hilarious. He's like, I'm gonna go take a walk, take a piss, and he went to a T-shirt stand. And he's like, oh, I got this shirt for $10, and he takes it out of the bag. It's the Sammy Watkins Bills jersey, and Tom's like, he's not on the team anymore. And like John had that moment where he realized it, but then he didn't care anyway. He's like, I just wanted a Bills shirt. It was $10, so I threw it. Funny. So he was wearing a Sammy Watkins T-shirt jersey, and it was sick. The section we were sitting in, they were dope seats. The Bucks fan. Big Buck Nasty, who is this guy who's like, if you ever, like the Black Hole fans and Raiders, like he's the guy for Tampa Bay. He's been a fan since the team started, and he's been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, like fan section.
Really?
And he was sitting right behind us, so I had to go take a picture with him. So he has the whole fucking get up with the Mardi Gras beads and everything.
He travels with the team?
Oh, he travels with the team, baby. Yeah. He goes to every game, and this was actually for some reason, the last time they played the Bills, for some reason, he had never been up to that particular spot. Or
the stadium, well, I guess it's...
I don't know if he meant like that new stadium or if it was something else, but this was his first time in New Era Stadium. But it was awesome. It was a fucking great time, so... Just wanted to give you guys an update.
You thought this was a movie podcast?
Yeah, you thought this was a movie podcast. It's really just sports and leisure.
We could do a whole nother one on sports.
The Bucks lost in a dramatic fashion, but we won't talk about that.
I was listening to it on the radio.
It was fucking horrendous. Did you catch a drift of what happened?
Yeah.
Bucks were up in the fumble.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Movie club. This week we're talking about The House is October Built. So if you're listening to this podcast, Make Movies Great Again, that podcast is already in your inbox for iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube. It's in there. Look for it. We're talking about The House is October Built. It's a found footage film. We watched it on Netflix. Check it out. And next week, we're doing a very special movie club for it. We've been doing some horror ones leading up, but this is a very special one for Halloween. The Addams Family. It's on Netflix. This is a special treat. I love this movie. I don't think you guys all love this movie as well. Yeah. So it's just gonna be a blubber fest over The Addams Family next week, which we will probably be podcasting the day before Halloween. So
big time nostalgia trip.
Yes, look for that next week. If you want to join our movie club, go to averagenobodies.com. There's a tab for movie club. You can go there, click the link, and all you need is your name and email, and we'll get you on that list. So that's it. It's kind of trailers of the week. Got 3 trailers of the week, 3 true trailers, and then we have a 4th, which is technically behind-the-scenes footage from Star Wars, The Last Jedi. So, first up, Daniel Day-Lewis' swan song. or so he says, the Phantom Thread.
I don't believe it's his swan song at all.
You don't think so?
No.
I think he's the type of guy that, like, when he says, this is it, this is it. He's in character as, this is my last movie person.
Like Shawn Michaels.
He's playing that character.
Yep.
Wait. But Shawn Michaels, he did a little ducking and dodging, didn't he? Like, towards the end?
Hey, he said his last match was going to be against Undertaker, and that was his last match.
Okay, but he faced the Undertaker 2 times.
Ducking and dodging.
Yeah, sure.
You thought this was a movie podcast. This is a wrestling podcast.
Wrestling podcast.
It's also a wrestling podcast.
Anyways, I was saying, Sean, I'm not sure if you heard this or you were watching the trailers. I'm not sure I've ever seen a Daniel Day-Lewis movie. I've seen The Crucible, so that's one, I guess.
Wait, you never seen Gangs in New York?
Oh, never mind.
I was gonna say, like, because I haven't seen many Daniel Day-Lewis movies, but There Will Be Blood and Gangs in New York are two I've seen.
Have you seen There Will Be Blood?
Yes, I saw it
recently.
Yes,
recently.
Yeah,
how good is that movie?
I hadn't seen it. 2 weeks ago.
Because we talked about this.
And I just watched it recently. It's very.
It's
good.
so fucking good.
It's fucking awesome.
I almost avoided it for a while because I love Gangs in New York. Yeah. And it looked boring to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think that's why I just didn't watch it.
I think the trailer when it came out in whatever year, I can maybe grab it real quick.
It might be 2006. 2006.
2006, There Will Be Blood.
Is that true? Or am I way off?
2007. Close.
Damn it.
I felt like it looked boring, so I didn't want to go see it. I don't know. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
I loved every second of that movie. Paul Dano.
Yes. I love Paul Dano. I think, and we're talking about now, I haven't seen many Daniel Day-Lewis movies. That had to have been his best role, I think. I know everybody's like Lincoln is like the role.
I hear Lincoln is good. I didn't see it because it looked boring.
Yeah,
so here we go again.
I'm not
Maybe
into
I should
that.
see it.
No, yeah, but I think that's just going to be
a biopic, right? Is that
like,
what we say?
Yeah, biopic.
Oh,
biopic.
Wait, biopic.
No, we say biopic.
No, biopic.
We say biopic.
I heard
it's
a
really
radio
biopic.
show say biopic the other day. I almost dropped what I was doing.
It's a commonly mispronounced thing the way it's read and the way it looks. I mean, it clearly is. If you look at the word, it's biopic, but biopic also works.
Yeah, it does. Phonetically, it works. Here's what I'll say: There Will Be Blood, very good movie.
Yes,
but my favorite role of his is the Butcher from Gangs in New York.
Yeah,
he's so terrifying yet inviting.
Yeah.
It's like an amazing. Yeah. It's just two parallel lines hitting each other, and you believe it. Like he's such an honorable asshole. You know what I mean?
Let's not gush too much about his other roles. But what do you think about his role in Phantom Thread? Plays kind of a weirdo.
That's the only thing I can come out of it.
Sewing shit into people's clothes. Clearly has an issue with relationships. Something like that.
There's more to be found out.
It's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this one's at the top of my must-see list. I'm not sure I'll see it, but
the thing is,
I understand this guy's actor. But yeah, I guess I don't really have much to say about it.
If I were a bigger Daniel Day-Lewis fan, and if I've seen all of his movies, I would definitely see this, because if this is going to be his last movie, as a fan, I would want to see it. But as someone who is a very casual fan of Daniel Day-Lewis, I will wait until I maybe see other ones before this. I think there's other, I would probably watch Lincoln before I watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, I needed to tackle There Will Be Blood before I hit Phantom.
I highly
you haven't seen it either,
Adam? Recommend it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, look it up.
I watched with the Lynn dog, and she fell asleep. But it was also late, so...
No. Well, check it out, Adam. It's really good. But we're not gushing over his other roles.
No, we are going to gush next over Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, which out of these 3 movie trailers is my favorite one, and one of my favorite movie trailers in a few weeks.
I would agree. This looks really good. This is about Jim Carrey and how he played his idol Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
I remember when this movie came out, and I heard he was filming The Grinch
while he was doing this.
No. Before this came out, he was filming his version of The Grinch. I believe this is right. You can check me if I'm wrong, but there's almost no way I'm wrong on this.
Okay.
That's how cocky I am about
Sean's just provoking people to fact check him.
Yeah, please.
So you can look like an idiot. Go ahead, try it.
Give it
try
a shot.
It, you idiot.
I dare you. he was playing the Grinch, and he went up to the producers of the upcoming Andy Kaufman movie, which was called Man on the Moon, right?
Yes.
So
after the REM song.
Yes. He went up to him and said, I'm going to do my impression of Jim Carrey. Hello, I'm the Grinch. I'm going to do my impression of Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman. So he did Andy Kaufman as the Grinch, like the Grinch. You know what I mean?
Which is so Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what this looks amazing. All this footage that apparently was walled off. I mean, that looks like a lot of fun.
It's like they were shooting 2 movies at once. They were shooting the documentary of Jim Carrey being Andy Kaufman. And if you notice, the director, and his name escapes me, was speaking to Jim Carrey on the set, but calling him Andy.
Yeah.
Like when the cameras weren't rolling.
Yeah.
Like when the film cameras weren't rolling. You know what I mean? Like that's fascinating. And I've always been I only know a little bit about Andy Kaufman, and I've watched some of his like work. You know, like on some on SNL and like here and there, but it seems like Jim Carrey kind of like he's like you were saying, big fan of his, and like he nails it.
Yep.
Cool.
This looks good.
In the trailer, they have that little cool thing.
I've never seen Man on the Moon either.
I've never seen it.
You guys seen that?
No,
I've never seen it either, but I don't know if I would appreciate it because I don't know much about Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
I just know he was a nutball, and I know that like his Mighty Mouse, like here I come to save the day.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I know.
I would enjoy the next guy's portrayal of Jim Carrey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I love Jim Carrey, and maybe this will give us some insight into what happened to Jim Carrey because there was a very
but I feel like 99 is like way early for his like breakdown.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm looking at his IMDb, and well, actually, no. After that, Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty is like
Dick and Jane, Yes Man.
Yeah, but don't be surprised if you hear like some things that might. I mean, he did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is not a. It's a
fun-loving movie.
It's a pretty nutty movie. Yeah.
The number 23.
That was a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
One of the things I liked from this trailer was when he was talking about when he was looking at the ocean, and they didn't say if he was on a beach or whatever, but he said he was looking at the ocean, and he got the call to say he was going to play Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, and he said that's when Andy came to me. He's like, that's when I was like, he basically was saying like that's from that second on until the movie was done shooting, he was then Andy Kaufman.
He was Andy,
which is kind of cool, and like a little look into Jim Carrey's mindset for that.
Yeah.
So last trailer here, Tonya. What do you guys think about this? Margot Robbie playing Tonya Harding.
This looks like it's going to be a comedy to me.
It kind of looks like what is it a good comparison to? It's like I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. Like,
it just looks like you're following the quote air quote protagonist Tonya. You're following her down this I don't know path of.
Yeah, and I think that I don't think it's going to be truly factual.
No,
I think it's going to be.
not.
I think it's probably going to be like a lot of like what Tonya thinks, and who knows if it's like a I don't know. Like it's weird. It's like one of those it's like a sports mockumentary almost. It's like you know what it sounds like in the trailer. It sounds like Best in Show.
Yes. It does sound. It's a good comparison.
That's what it sounds like. But this is like a real thing that obviously Tonya Harding's a real person. But it sounds like Best in Show. It sounds like that other movie that Christopher Guest did, the Mascots movie. I believe he did it because Christopher Guest did
Mascots.
Best in Show, right?
Yeah.
But then he also did the Mascot movie, which is about mascots, but the same thing as Best in Show. It's like a whole competition thing. That's what.
Do you guys know that Tonya Harding? Do you know the story?
Yeah.
Didn't she break someone's ankle? Or she beat someone up?
Her
Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah, her boyfriend hit Nancy Kerrigan in the ankle or leg with a lead pipe.
Right. To sabotage.
And that was
her.
like her rival, and so then she got banned for life from United States figure skating.
Right. That's fucking awesome. Like I'm surprised this movie hasn't been made sooner. I mean, it's not. It's not awesome, all right, but it's like
It's interesting that it looks like a comedy. I agree, it looks like a comedy, but it's being told from the villain's perspective.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
I was watching this trailer, and have you guys ever seen Cutting Edge? It's a movie about a hockey player who gets injured and he can't play hockey anymore, so he decides to become a figure skater. So I was waiting for that turn to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen in this one.
Do you want to see me connect the dots right here? This is kind of like So Margot Robbie was in Wolf of Wall Street with Leo.
Okay.
Which I think the Wolf of Wall Street is also a similar tale of the villain telling the story.
Okay.
And this whole opening monologue of hers reminds me a lot of the teaser for Wolf of Wall Street when he says, I made $51 million last year. And you want to know why that pissed me off? Because it was 1 million short of $1 million a year. And like I think that sounds like
it does sound like that. That's a good, hey, connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
All right, last up here, Star Wars: The Last Jedi behind-the-scenes footage. So Star Wars and Lucasfilms and that wonderful lady Kathleen Kennedy likes to put these things out like a few months before every new Star Wars movie. Now it's basically like a little featurette with a director, and like it looks at some behind-the-scenes stuff on the movies. And so this one is for The Last Jedi, obviously. So there's a few interesting things we see here in this, including seeing Leia, Carrie Fisher, and she talks about
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson, who obviously, Carrie Fisher has since passed away.
Very odd to see Carrie. I don't know. It's very odd to see Carrie. It's odd to see her.
All the practical effects they were showing looked friggin' real cool.
Yeah, that was impressive to see all the practical effects, like, half assembled and them working on them. I like that stuff.
And it's always good to get like that feeling. Like I could feel when Rian Johnson's talking about that lump in his throat that he gets when he walks on the set of the Falcon. I get that too. Like I'm like, I can't imagine what that's like for him. Like playing with these toys as a kid.
Yep. This was basically what I would look like. This was showing me what I would look like if I was in the set.
Right.
Because Rian Johnson was walking around just like having fun, asking Chewie to make like sad dog noises, whimpering.
Yeah, it must
like,
be
that's
so
Luke
wild.
Skywalker. You're Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It must totally freaking out.
Yeah. It must be so difficult for a filmmaker to take over a property like Star Wars, especially when it has such importance in their life, and then be able to balance because he was saying, he was like, there's like hard dedicated work with gaps of holy shit, like this is happening.
Yeah.
So like him to be able to separate that and still shoot and look at the dailies and like be able to like separate himself. Like, that's Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's Mark Hamill. He's an actor.
Yeah.
This is the movie we're making together. So I thought that was really cool. Check that out if you want to see the full. We just talked about it, but if you want to see the actual video, I will tweet it out right after this podcast. So look at our Twitter feed at Make Movies Great, and it'll be there. So, Sean, what do we got?
I got a special horror flick guess that tagline. So as you remember, we've done a few tagline games where I say the tagline and you guys try to guess the movie. These are hard, although I think I've said that every time.
Let's go. Bring it on. I'm ready.
I've come to find out that the tagline is, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Let me start you off with an easy one, which I think I've done before. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Alien.
Good.
Yes.
Got it. Here's one.
I got one, guys.
You got. Hey, I think you got that one last time too. Who will? All right. Here's another one. Who will survive, and what will be left of them?
Who will survive, and what will be left of them? Ooh.
Is that Predator?
No,
it's not Predator.
Who will survive and what will be left of them? Is it Halloween?
Nope. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh shit! Oh, that's a good one.
Jen said she was gonna say that.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, sure.
Jen, big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I bet. Here's another one. The monster demands a mate.
The monster demands a Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Nailed
funny.
it. Yes,
oh, good
you
one.
got that. That was a good one. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water.
Jaws 2.
Yes.
Ooh, no. Is it?
Yes, Jaws 2. What were you going to say, Adam?
I was going to say, not Scream, Psycho. Isn't that the shower? The knife in the shower?
Yeah.
You thought it was to go back in the water.
I don't know.
No, that's funny. Hey, I hear you. That's a funny one.
Think outside the box.
Okay, here's one that I've never seen, and you guys probably haven't either, but now I need to see it. You ready for the tagline?
Yeah.
Today the pond, tomorrow the world.
Oh, is it Piranha 3D?
It's not.
Ah, shit.
There's no way you'll get this out.
Is it Lake
so I'll just
Placid?
tell you. It's called Frogs
Frogs?
from 1972.
What? Oh my god.
Today the pond.
Do the
tomorrow
frogs
the
talk?
world. I
It
don't know.
sounds like a Pinky in the Brain monologue.
It does exactly, but I need to see that now.
Okay, so
Well,
frogs.
actually, I just I typed it in afterwards.
Yeah.
And the synopsis is: a group of hapless victims celebrate a birthday on an island estate, crawling with killer amphibians, birds, insects, and reptiles.
Whoa.
The movie poster is a frog. I don't know if the frog is out of scale or the arm is out of scale, but there's a human arm hanging out of a frog's mouth.
Gotcha.
Oh, so maybe it's just a giant frog.
Giant frog, I think.
But the
Amphibious
blade,
frogs.
like sitting on rocks and surrounded by blades of grass.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Huh.
So it's in 1972, so you know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Here's a couple more. Man is the warmest place to hide.
Man, it's the warmest place to hide.
Man is the warmest place to
So
hide.
it's got to be something that's like inside. Is it Slither?
What do you think, Adam?
Man is the warmest place to hide. I'm trying to think of. It seems like a movie where something invades the human body.
Okay.
It's the warmest. I don't know. Got nothing.
You guys love this movie.
Really?
Wait. Don't tell us then.
Is it Evolution?
You guys love this movie.
Fuck.
Want another hint?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
can't
want a
wait
hint.
for the board game to come out.
Oh,
The
the thing?
The Thing.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
It's funny how, like,
I guess some movies you just don't get like
You
obviously
never
like
hear 'em.
in space no one can hear you scream.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's such an iconic one. But there's other ones that I didn't get Tommy Boy. Remember you did the one Tommy Boy and like
you just don't know it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
weird.
just, yeah. A couple more. The Last Man on Earth is not alone. This is one of the more recent ones.
The last man on earth is not alone. I Am Legend?
Yes. Nailed
Ooh,
it.
nice man.
Okay. You helped me out by saying it's a recent one.
Okay, here's another recent one. Something Has Found Us.
Something has found us.
Independence Day
Recent.
Resurgence?
No, not that one. Something Has Found Us.
Something has found us.
You would assume
Arrival?
You would assume it's
That's not
finding humans, right?
Yeah.
Comes from outer space.
Yeah.
It's not Arrival, but
Something has found us.
here's a hint. You don't really know it comes from outer space until the very last shot of the movie.
Oh, is it Super 8?
No.
I looked it up, so I'm not gonna say it.
Boo.
But Matt,
What? Give me a hint, Adam.
found footage.
Yeah. Fake found
Oh,
footage.
Cloverfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it, Adam.
Cool.
Adam. So
Do you
now we
know-
know Adam cheats.
Do you know how many times?
That was the only time.
Do you know how many times I've watched that last scene of Cloverfield and I still haven't seen the monster fall into the water?
What?
I can't.
It's like a pod off in the distance.
I saw it the first time I watched
Me
it.
too.
I went to go see that movie 3 times in theaters because I missed it the first 2 times. The third time I missed it again.
You're like, rewind it.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Where is it? I was
Damn
like,
it.
I forget who I was sitting with because it was like someone who had seen it before, and I'm like, you gotta point it out to me because this is the third time. I'm not gonna miss it again, and I missed it.
So have you seen it?
I don't think I ever went back and looked at it.
I'm
honestly,
sure you
I
can
was
find
so
it on
defeated.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
that's a good point. Actually, I should look at it on YouTube.
You know what? You know what's interesting? Actually, so Sean, we watched 10 Cloverfield Lane at my place, right? You've seen it before, and we watched it at my place
Right.
again.
Right.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
And then I was looking through. My friend Tim and I were looking through upcoming movies this weekend, and there's like an untitled Cloverfield project slated for December.
What? For December?
I'm not December. I'm sorry, February.
Can you guys? So I haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, but can you guys just fill me in on what happens? This is a spoiler alert for everybody. I haven't
No,
seen it yet.
don't see it.
Don't what?
No, she's saying go see it.
Oh, go see it. Okay, is it that good?
It's pretty good.
Okay,
I
all right,
enjoyed it.
all right. Then I'll hold off. Then
You
'cause
kinda-
I thought you guys didn't enjoy it. I was under the impression you guys didn't enjoy
we
it.
liked it, but like the way this conversation's going, you can kind of piece together how the movie plays out.
What's the conversation, you guys? To the next movie?
Perfect. No,
Okay.
no. But I'm glad you just asked that question because now you'll enjoy the movie.
Okay.
You should go watch it.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll watch it tonight while you edit this until 2 a.m. because our captain is dedicated.
I'm so dedicated. It's honestly, it's less about it takes 2 hours for me to actually do this stuff. It's like my computer takes fucking 2 hours because it's a slow ass motherfucker now in its old age of 7 years old. It's ridiculous. Not even 7.
I was
6.
like trying to buy a computer like 2 years ago, and I was like, "What should I buy?" And you're like, "Buy this." It hasn't slowed down a second. And then the second I buy this computer, you start bitching about that computer. So that makes me feel real good.
The thing is, because you're not doing video editing or anything, so it's like everything else on this computer is super snappy, and like I couldn't be happier with a laptop. Best laptop I ever bought. But it's just like I noticed that my video exporting times have been like super long. So it takes a long time. But everything else is super snappy. I can't complain.
All right.
Let's
You
go.
thought this was a movie podcast.
You thought this was a movie
This is a computer
podcast.
podcast.
This is a tech podcast. Let's go right to movie news. So, news came out today. Tom Hardy's going to be doing some full motion capture for his Venom movie. So, think Andy Serkis playing Caesar. Think Andy Serkis playing Gollum. That's the full motion capture that he's going to be doing for the Venom movie. I think we all kind of assumed that he'd be doing full motion capture for Venom. It's a little bit different than what Tom Holland. I think it's going to be a little different than what Tom Holland did in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Spider-Man: Homecoming was a lot of practical and it was a lot of CGI. I don't think there was a lot of motion capture besides, the emotions for the eyes on the suit. With that, so this is going to be a little bit different, but that also means that we can get a very Venom-y movie because Venom is, omnipresent.
Yeah,
he's like. He's not just a guy in a
lot
suit.
of motion.
He's not the
Venom.
the symbiote suit is not just a spandex,
Right.
So that should be interesting. Are we still super hyped for Tom Hardy to play Venom?
Sure.
Oh, you better believe it.
After hearing him at the top of the show as Bane,
That's where it came from.
another villain in the comic book world, are we super excited? Right?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what he brings to the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm really excited, and I'm excited to see the motion capture too, because not to discount any other actor that's done motion capture, but if there's a guy, it's Andy Serkis. Serkis?
I don't know. I think I said it wrong.
It's Circus.
Is it Circus? Like
It's CRKIS.
Yeah. Like CIRQ
Yeah.
or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But as we've seen with Tom Hardy in his other movies, he's just like 100% all in for all his movies. So, and I'm not sure if he's done motion capture before, so I'm really interested to see what he brings. He could bring a whole new style to it. For all we know.
And he's done entire movies with just his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His most recent movie.
Yeah.
A lot of movies with just his eyes.
So.
And like you were saying, he brings a lot of clout to this movie. And also let's not forget, this news comes with the wave that is first day of production for Venom. So that is today. Mm-hmm. They have started production day one.
Well, that was today.
The movie has kicked off. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure this is just like very high level pre-production stuff, but all the actors are in place. I think the script is still heavily under wraps because we haven't heard anything. We know that Michelle Williams joined. We know that Jenny Slate joined, and we know that Tom Hardy's involved. So, and we don't know much else. So that's what we got right now. Next up on movie news, we got James Mangold, director of Logan, is currently working on an X-23 script, and he's going to have Daphne Keane, who played X-23 in Logan, reprise her role for this. What do we think about this?
I haven't seen Logan.
You still haven't seen Logan?
Which I should see.
Gotta see it. Very, very good.
Yeah, Logan was very good, and it's I after seeing Logan, I'm really excited for an X-23 movie, and even more excited that the same writer is involved. The guy moving forward with this character, because the actress killed that role, and the character. It's gonna be sad to see her playing without Wolverine. But Matt, and you can speak more to X-23 because you read her comics.
Yes, I do. She's a little bit older in the comics I read. She's not a kid, but by the time this next movie comes out, she might be a little bit older and be able to play I don't even know how old she's supposed to be in Logan, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say 10 to 12 in
so
Logan.
then she could legitimately be a teenager, a legitimate, teenager, high school age teenager, which is kind of where I guess I read All New. It's called All New Wolverine, which is it's X-23. So
is she aging?
Well, in the X-23 that I read, she's just
not,
one age. She's just she
I guess Wolverine,
developed into.
I guess Wolverine ages just slower.
Yeah, well, especially towards the end of his life. But, Wolverine, for the majority of his life, throughout, the centuries, is Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I guess she, will age up to her teenage self and then just be like her for I guess if it's the same gene, you know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe that'll be written into this next movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, also David F. Sandberg, who the director of Lights Out, if you guys ever seen that horror movie, he reveals that he's bracing himself for fan backlash that's sure to accompany DC's upcoming Shazam movie, which he is directing and writing, I believe.
This is a brilliant move.
I bring this up. I totally agree with you. I bring this up. Do we need more comic book movie directors to act like this going into the movie, straight up from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get backlash no matter what.
Absolutely.
I think the only movie that I'm sure there's people that still gave it flack too, but The Dark Knight is the only one I can think of that people weren't complaining about. There wasn't a complaint one way or another after it came out.
You know what? I mean, I think obviously that's one of the best superhero movies ever made. I think that also goes with Logan, honestly. I think Logan had that. I also think Deadpool, there wasn't many haters come out of the Deadpool movie. I think because they were so, if you think about the movies, the Joker in The Dark Knight was so radically different from any other villain we've seen in a movie versus superheroes. He was so good. Yeah. And then you look at Logan, such a different take on a superhero movie. And then you have Deadpool again, a totally different take on a superhero movie and type of superhero for that, or anti-hero, or whatever you want to call it. So, maybe that's his angle here. Maybe he's he's gonna make it so different and he doesn't care about the backlash. I don't know.
For me, this is just another teaser. You guys are gonna hate this. Wait till you see this.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is another teaser trailer.
Do you think the backlash that he's bracing for is that he's cast John Cena as Shazam?
That's actually a really good point because John Cena is the master of booze.
Is that not confirmed?
No, it's not confirmed yet.
I think the last I heard was that he was out of the running.
Really? Oh, that's too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
It is too bad, Sean. I've noticed. I've been watching Dancing with the Stars with Lindy, and you thought this was a movie podcast. And I've been watching Dancing with the Stars, and John Cena has been showing up because Nikki Bella is one of his fiance or his wife now. Is one of the
Wait, is she one of the Bella twins?
Yeah, she's one of the Bella twins.
He married one of the Bella twins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And he's brother-in-laws with Daniel Bryan now because Daniel Bryan is married to the other.
Really?
Yeah. So, but he's grown his hair out and it's very
Cena?
long and yeah.
Whoa.
It's not it's not long, but it's long for John Cena, who usually has
it's long for John Cena. We've seen him on TV for 15 years. It's always the same.
Yeah, with the same haircut or a hat on, so it looks weird for him to have an actual haircut, not just a high and tight Marine style. So that's cool. But I like this. I wish that this is what happened with Suicide Squad 2 when we originally wanted Mel Gibson to take hold of it, and everybody was crying wolf because it's he doesn't know the material. It's whatever. It's fuck it. Sometimes you don't need to know material, and it would be cool for a director to grab the movie by the balls and be or grab all the fucking internet commenters by the balls and be listen guys, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Here's the movie I'm making.
Yeah.
Eat shit. This is what it's gonna be.
This is what it's gonna be. We need more directors like that. And listen, I'm not expecting I don't want people to take over I don't want someone to make the next Power Rangers movie crossover with Iron Man. I don't need that type of shit. But I just need a director to have confidence in his story and the way he's gonna tell it and just grab the fucking movie by the balls.
Yeah.
And I really like this move with the Shazam thing, especially for a comic book character that unless you're a comic book reader, you don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't read anything about Shazam or Black Adam or anything. I don't know anything about these guys. So.
Yeah.
It's you're bringing these guys to the movie theater, fuck all the deep cut people, and just fucking make your movie, man. I like it. I like it a lot. some exciting news and also some all right, anyway, so let me read it. Warner Brothers and Regal Cinemas are partnering for a Wonder Woman / Justice League double feature event this November when the Team Up film premieres. Now, I'm going to do this right now.
Is this good or bad?
Of course, at pond level or whatever, what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
At
Surface level?
At surface level.
Pond level.
Fucking that
First
frog
the ponds, tomorrow the world.
All right, at service level, this is great, right? A double feature, that'd be cool. Go see Wonder Woman again in theaters. Get to see the new Justice League movie. Here's where my worry comes in. Are they trying to fucking sell a fucking thing of dog shit with Wonder Woman plastered on the front of it? Right?
Yes, they are.
Is that what?
That's what's happening.
It doesn't have. That's not great faith for the Justice League.
Hey guys, remember how much you liked the Wonder Woman movie?
Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. Adam, what do you think?
I don't know. This is worrisome.
I would be pretty crushed if that's the real reasoning behind it. But
the
optimist in me thinks that, hey, watch our best one, and now come check out this one that's just like it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And obviously, this is a big jump. I'm just stirring the pot to stir the pot. But if the Justice League was a steaming pile of horse shit, this is a good way to sell it.
It is.
Sell it with Wonder Woman again.
You know why I think that's what it is? Because this isn't a sequel, right?
No, I mean,
okay.
It's very far off, honestly.
Yeah, it's not like it's like, hey, we're showing Wonder Woman 2. Come see Wonder Woman 1 and then see Wonder Woman 2.
It actually would make more sense to package Batman v Superman before.
But everybody will be like, fuck that.
Yeah, definitely not. What time does the Batman v Superman end? And I'd be like, fuck all you guys, because Batman v Superman. If they watch the director's cut of the Ultimate Edition, I'm there.
Hey, I did see something, too, to sort of pile on to the Justice League news that its official runtime is just over 2 hours.
Just over 2? Oh, that's not bad.
For the Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
kind of like that.
I like it.
It's not a marathon. Just jam everything in there. Jam it all into 2 hours and send me home happy.
Remember that 7-year period where like every movie was 3 hours?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They were just getting longer and longer.
I got to be honest with you. For the most part, I don't like my movies 3 hours long. But
no.
I like my superhero movies on the longer side. I'm not going to lie. I think I just like, and like, also I guess the thing is too, like, I liked Blade Runner 2049. Thought it was a great film. I could definitely feel the 3 hours with that movie, but I could also watch other sci-fi movies like that and, be 3 hours and I'd be fine with that. But superhero movies, I do like on the longer side because I love the way, because Marvel has conditioned me to expect things to be woven into every other Marvel movie, so I need that extra time. That's the thing. Marvel, you fucking have conditioned me.
Yeah. I mean, you're essentially watching one large movie, right? Like when you talk about a comic series. There's like a bunch of issues, but it's one big story. It's basically what they've decided. Like I remember it was like 2010. They're like, we have movies till 2028. Like holy fuck.
Yeah.
So we're right in the middle of that, and we're okay with it.
Yeah.
Long movies, long storylines, long continuous storylines.
But Adam, a little bit over 2 hours. That's not very long. So that's interesting.
Again, take that with a grain of salt. I saw it on Instagram. So it could be. And I've also seen reports that it's just under 3 hours. So,
well, maybe
I just wanted to stir the pot with that.
Okay.
Also,
stirring the pot. Maybe it'll come out a little bit over 2 hours, but maybe they'll do the Batman v Superman thing where they release the Ultimate Edition that has like the extra half hour of footage.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that the accounts and sites that are getting this runtime information, you don't know the run. They're coming from people that work at theaters and are setting up the show times. But I feel like I'm pretty sure that those are just placeholders until they get the actual movie. You know what I mean?
Probably. Adam, you want to take this next one?
Yeah. So I saw this just before we signed on. I saw it. Humberto Gonzalez, who's like one of the guys in the know, anything comic book movie related. I started following on Instagram recently. He tweeted out that Ben Mendelsohn is in talks to play the leader of the Skrulls in the Captain Marvel movie opposite Brie Larson. if we were doing is this good or bad, I think that's fucking grand because he is a great actor and an even better villain.
Oh, he's
fantastic. He's a great villain in every role he's in. I'm almost positive I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but YouTube Ben Mendelsohn, Lion King, and he uses on the spot. He does a sort of villain voice, and he doesn't sing, but he says the lyrics to "I Can't Wait to Be King," it's very impressive. It's scary. You know what I mean? And he just does it up. Yeah.
Be prepared, or I can't wait to be king.
Wait, did Ben Mendelsohn was Ben Mendelsohn in Lion King?
No.
I'm asking you, Adam. Was it Can't Wait to Be King?
Can't Wait to Be King. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Let me bring this up.
Okay. Yeah, he was on a radio talk show radio, and the MC wanted him. He was lauding him on his abilities to turn anything into being a villain.
Gotcha.
And so he said, "We're going to give you a song. We want you to play it like a villain."
All right, I got it right here. I'm going to play it.
After the ad.
You might not be able to hear it, but when it's you've heard it already. Yeah, after this ad. Jesus.
Yeah. Just cue me when it's over.
If only we were born knowing how to plan for life's big expenses.
We were talking about your back catalogue, and it's terrifying. You're a very lovely man in real life, but you're on screen, you're a terrifying person. This film, Una, is another example. And we just wondered if there was anything that you couldn't Mendelsohn up. If there was anything that you couldn't make terrifying.
I'm sure there's plenty of them, but what did you have in mind?
Well, we thought maybe we'd take a script from another Animal Kingdom-based movie and give it to you.
Go on.
And then we'll put a little bit of Mendo music underneath. It might look familiar to you.
It looks frighteningly familiar.
Yeah, so it's from another very scary animal film called The Lion King.
It is.
I just want you to do it as you do everything.
Terrifying.
I'm going to be a mighty king. So enemies, beware. I'm going to be the main event. Like no king was before. I'm brushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my raw. No one's saying do this.
Oh my God.
No one's saying be there. No one's saying stop that. No one's saying see here. Free to run around all day. Free to do it my way. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Oh my
I just
God.
can't wait to be king.
That's wild.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's wild. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm excited.
It came in on my end for like a second and then faded out. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I was messing with the way I have you plugged into the board, I'm not going to get into the details, but there's this thing that'll make you hear your own voice as well. But the only problem is since you're coming just from your phone and you don't have headphones in, it'll make like a sound loop and it'll constantly just keep playing back and playing back. So next time I can like peek it in a little bit, but you just can't talk. That'd be the only way. So that way you can actually hear it. I was actually doing that to see if you would hear it. So
have you seen
successful
Bloodline?
test? No.
No, I watched the first episode and I just never revisited it.
Yeah.
He's in it, right? With Linda Cardelli. Yeah, Cardelli. She's
Kyle Chandler.
Oh yes. Kyle Chandler. Yeah. My parents watched it. Said it's awesome. They really like it.
Very good. He's a main guy.
So last up on movie news. So Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, writer, director, and 3, it's coming. James Gunn listed off his top 50 horror movies of all time in honor of Halloween season. He obviously didn't include Slither, The Belko Experiment, or the 2004 Dawn of the Dead, because those are all movies that he either wrote or directed. So I will tweet out the link if you want to see the whole list, but I'm just going to run through some of the highlights from his top. I'm going to start at 50 and I'm going to work my way down to start at the highest one I have, which is 49. Okay. Notable. 49, The Fly. 48, Alien, the original. 42, Scream. 41, Get Out, a recent one. 33, Aliens. 32, The Sixth Sense. 29, The Shining. 28, Evil Dead 2, which was interesting because I did not see Evil Dead, the original, on here at all, which is controversial. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. 27, Trollhunter, great movie. 20,
oh yeah.
Yeah. 25, Shaun of the Dead. 23, The Mist. 8, and if you guys guess, I'm not running through all 50. I'm just running through the notable ones. 18, Cloverfield. We talked about it earlier on the podcast. 16, Night of the Living Dead. 14, Saw, one of my favorites. 8, Rosemary's Baby. 6, Green Room, which with Patrick Stewart is fantastic if you guys haven't seen that.
I've not seen it.
Terrifying.
Okay.
He plays a Nazi.
All right.
5, The Thing. Love The Thing. And number 1, Jaws.
It's a great number 1.
It's a great one. I don't know if I'd count it as like a Halloween horror movie though.
I think he's going. So is he horror movies, right?
Yeah,
Jaws
I mean,
is horror,
it was in honor. It was a Facebook post, and he said it was in honor of the Halloween season.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, so, I mean, I guess you're right. Like, it's terrifying. It's a horror movie. I just don't associate it with Halloween at all ever. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, it's time for a Hollywood Halloween marathon, and you're in honor of Halloween. What are we gonna watch?
So I've never seen Green Room, but you said it's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Is that Halloweeny?
It's like a very gruesome, like bloody.
Gotcha. Jaws scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah,
I was afraid
absolutely.
to go into a pool.
Yeah.
After that,
Jaws is still scary because it's fucking true. There's
Yeah.
sharks. Sharks exist. Sharks exist. People get fucking killed all the time by sharks. Jesus, that's real. It's real life.
Not all the time.
It's very.
We don't belong out on the ocean. We have
don't.
no
No
business
way.
being out there.
I haven't been in the beach in years. Honestly, I haven't been in the water in years.
These are some great
that.
movies, though. Trollhunter, like you heard us gush.
Trollhunters is so good.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
You told me to watch
love
that.
Dave told me to watch it.
Yeah.
Trollhunter is an amazing movie. That's actually it's on Netflix. I saw it again the other day. I almost popped it on.
Yeah. So it's Swedish, right? Is
I
it
think it's
Swedish
Swedish,
or
yeah.
So they're troll hunters. But it's amazingly done for whatever budget they had.
For whatever budget they had, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
whatever budget it was, it's
Huge
an amazing
trolls,
film. Yeah.
Not many, but smaller trolls.
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense is a great one.
Yep. There was one glaring from this that was missing, and so I put the really notable ones here. The other ones, like,
I was gonna ask you, what did you leave out? Like, what
so
were...
I left out ones that, and this is selfish of me, but either ones I didn't recognize, or like ones that were like, mostly ones I didn't recognize, and some that the ones that really stood out to me are the ones that I grabbed. Yeah. One of the ones that wasn't on this list was The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a big one.
Yep.
And The Omen wasn't on it either.
Also, I don't find Get Out to be a horror film.
Yeah, I find it more to be a psychological thriller, and that's like a tough line to
I mean, yeah, it's just I just wasn't. I don't know. Like, it should be on here for me.
Yeah.
What? It would be on here for me.
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't on there. I can actually let me pull up the full list.
I don't know. It's
All right, so let me see if I can pull up this full list because this is a good conversation to have. So number 1 was Jaws, 2 was Audition. Let me see some of the other ones. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is one I left off. Yeah. The Host.
I've actually seen that. It's not scary.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Not scary.
Yeah,
I mean, for the time it came out, it was probably terrifying.
Yeah.
But, like, we're numb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That stuff. It's still worth seeing. I seriously think it was an hour long. So if it's ever on, if you're ever interested in it, it's an hour.
The Brood is one I missed. Tale of Two Sisters, 28 Days Later. Which I don't know. I don't know why I left that one off. But yeah, 28 Days Later. Train to Busan. House. They Live. Chronos. Piranha 3D. It's hilarious that's on there. Peeping Tom. 1960. That sounds like it would be a hoot to watch. The Night of the Hunter. The Mist. Dead Alive. Funny Games. The Descent. Sixth Sense. I think I already had that on there. Martin, Near Dark. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Which is hilarious. I've seen that.
Abbott and Costello
Meet Frankenstein. I actually have a DVD of all like the best of Abbott and Costello, and that's on there. Zombieland, Cemetery Man, Carrie, The Blob, The Fly, and The Faculty.
Ooh, I've seen The Faculty. Good movie.
It's a Robert Rodriguez joint.
I'm surprised The Shining isn't top 10 on his.
Oh, it is. It is. Sorry.
Top 10?
It's no. Where is it? It's
29.
29. No, it's not top 10.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, his top 10 is a little out there. I think. I mean, Jaws number 1 is a great movie.
It's his top 10, and you know what? Here at Make Movies Great Again, we respect that.
Yeah, I personally, my top 10, I would definitely have, Evil Dead, the first one, on there. I would definitely have The Exorcist on there, the 1971, or whatever in the 70s, whenever it was made. Probably Sixth Sense.
My number one would be Mulholland Drive.
For what, horrifying movies?
Yeah.
Just scared you?
Did that movie scare you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Hey, honestly, it did scare me at some points. It is fucking scary, but it's not meant to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
And I fucking love Saw.
I need to rewatch that, Mulholland Drive.
I fucking love Saw. The first Saw was amazing. Yeah, I thought it was great horror movie.
First Saw was very good.
Yeah.
It's all I needed.
Yep.
That's
all we need.
No,
needed more.
The rest is just...
I love it.
No, the rest
and
is
there's a new one coming out this weekend.
Insanity.
I need it. You know, I have the DVD set of the first 7.
Holy shit.
What are we on, the last 7?
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure it's 7. Hold on, I'm going to grab it. Yeah, so this is the new one.
I can't do it. I can't.
No, I stopped after... I think I saw the third one, but I
might
couldn't do it
anymore. I think I saw the second and third one because, like, a bunch of, of our friends from high school, like us, were going to see it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Saw, how many of them are there?
Saw includes all 7 unrated films. Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4. I like that they just kept it with numbers, but also it made it confusing because I'm trying to go back and think about what movies are what. And so Saw 6 and Saw the final chapter on the last DVD. Mm-hmm. So funny, the last final. So Jigsaw comes out this weekend.
Right. Is this the 8th one?
This is the 8th movie coming out.
Oh, so you're like hyped right now.
I'm pretty hyped. I'm not gonna lie. If you watch, it's tough because these movies go together very well, surprisingly well. There's not a lot of stretches needed in this because they keep a lot of things ambiguous and they do a weird way of layering in characters after the fact of the movie's over that you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But they do a good job of it, and so I'm interested to see how they do this one, or if this is just going to be like a typical like a reboot where it's like they just take the franchise and like move it on to the next thing. Because the whole thing with the new one looks like it's going to be.
Well, bring us into the next section with Jigsaw.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Where are we? Oh yeah, so new segment here, new in theaters. I'm just going to talk about the 3 movies that are out new there. We got Jigsaw. A mysterious madman rounds up a group of victims to play sadistic games of life and death. Police soon find out evidence that link the crimes to Jigsaw, the infamous killer who died 10 years earlier. Or did he die?
Or did he?
So they find, like, in the trailer, they find his grave, and they dig him up, and he's not in the grave and shit. But I don't think they're going to bring Jigsaw back, but I think someone else is going to take over the mantle. So I'm excited for that.
Copycat killer.
I probably will end up seeing it by myself because I know Lindy will not want to see that with me. So I'll be there by myself.
I'm sure you could get Schwartz to go with you.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he'd be interested in that, and I know GMAC wouldn't be interested in that either. I gotta be honest. I think I might be going alone.
All right.
Probably not going to see that movie, so I look forward to your review.
Another new movie this weekend, Suburbicon. That's the one with Matt Damon, directed by the handsome one, George Clooney. And the last one is Thank You for Your Service, starring Miles Teller. It's Sergeant Adam Schumann tries to readjust to civilian life after returning home from the war in Iraq.
So I've seen a ton of trailers for this lately. Like they've been doing a big time marketing blitz, and it looks pretty good. I'm probably not going to see it in theaters, but it seems like a movie that'll play really well on HBO and so I see it doing like how Jarhead did. I don't think Jarhead did particularly well in theaters. Everybody likes that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. I haven't seen any trailers or any kind of marketing for this movie.
Jarhead, I remember was limited release, and I think I've seen this trailer for this one once, and I don't know. I'm just not that into this. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, doesn't really grab me.
In fact, the only movie out of these 3 that I want to see is Suburbicon.
Yeah, it looks good.
Personally.
It looks good. It looks interesting, definitely. And it seems like George Clooney he's been with the Coen brothers for so long doing all their movies.
They wrote it?
The Coen brothers either produced or wrote it. Okay. Something with those. But he's directing it. Yeah. But I think George Clooney is like just now an extension. He's like the 3rd Coen brother at this point.
Coen brother?
Yeah, I think
he's like, if there's a Venn diagram, you have the Coen brothers circle and the Matt Damon circle, and he's right in the middle. Yeah, he's the overlapping part.
Absolutely. So that should be cool. I think that. I mean, personally, I think Jigsaw is the movie to see this weekend because it's Halloween.
Okay.
But Suburbicon looks good as well, I guess. Let's get into what we're watching. Matt, what are you watching? So good, thank you for asking, Matt. I finished Mindhunter like all you guys did. Let's.
Adam, did you finish it?
I did finish Mindhunter.
So, Sean, what do you mean by on your Mindhunter thing? Let's talk about Mindhunter, then I'll finish the list.
Talk about Mindhunter.
Yeah.
All right.
So what do you mean by that?
I was just psyched that I could watch a movie and not our show, and not rewind, and try to hear what the fuck they're saying.
Oh, because you can understand everything?
I could understand what they're saying. Like, give this fucking guy an Oscar. I don't care if it's a TV show.
You're absolutely
the sound guy, I can understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're in a bar, and there's background noise. I get it. It's busy. It's hopping. But they're still talking. They're They're not yelling at each other. They're having a conversation. I feel like I'm there. And then the next scene or the scene after, I'm talking about the first episode.
Yeah.
They're at a, he and his soon-to-be partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Or guy was talking about work, and then he goes on a date with this girl at a concert, and they throw the closed captionings on for me.
Yes.
Closed captioning on for me.
Yes.
I wasn't like, what the fuck did they say? What was that? What did he say? Give this guy an Emmy.
Yeah, they did a great job. There was not a time in that show where I needed to put on the subtitles myself.
The fact that that's an issue boggles my mind.
Yeah. No,
but it really is.
Totally. People don't get it. Like, sometimes I listen to shows and movies, and I'm like, did anybody actually
listen to this?
You have to bring people that are not used to the material to listen to this stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, what the actor's saying as someone who was there on set or edited the movie,
or you've
hearing
heard
it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people haven't heard this shit yet.
I couldn't believe how excited I was about this.
That's
I was
such an underrated point.
It was almost distracting. I was watching the scene. I was like, wow, I don't have to rewind it to understand what they're saying. Oh, wait, what are they saying?
Yeah. That's a very underrated part of the movie. I don't think I would have ever brought that up, but you're right. It was absolutely a joy to listen. I understood everything.
Floored. And that sucks that's one of those things where, if you do a good job, you shouldn't be noticed,
Yeah. So, besides that, what did you guys think of Mindhunter?
Adam, what did you think of Mindhunter?
I really liked it. As I think I said on the last podcast, I wasn't really sold after the first episode and a half. But once they hit the road and the plan for what they wanted to do was laid out, I was 100% in. My favorite part of the show, it wasn't the interviews, it wasn't them building up the behavioral profiling. It was the team up between Holden and what's the other guy? What was the other guy's name? Bill, yeah.
Yeah.
Tench, Holden and Tench. So it was. I loved their dynamic together. You know what I mean? They have such contrasting interview styles, but they're always on the same page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't even have to look at each other to know what they were doing, and they had never worked together before. I thought that was awesome.
I hear
and then you bring. Sorry, what?
No, go ahead. What was it?
I was gonna say. Then they bring the woman from Boston College into
Wendy.
the mix.
Wendy Carr, right?
Yeah. And she was a great addition to keep them all in check and to keep them all on an academic line.
Well, academically, an actual study.
Yeah.
Be able to be peer reviewed. That was important. I thought it was interesting that you said that because yes, they do team up well and they feed off of each other. Tench and Ford. I thought it was interesting to see how they could do that, but the actual results or the actual the effects on them were so different. Holden just doesn't he's excited when they find a new murderer, and Tench is no, this is not good. No, I don't want to spend my days off doing this. I want to, it's I know it's important. I want to do it, but I don't want to take the work home with me.
Yeah.
Whereas. Yeah. I was watching with Molly, and Molly's like, if Holden becomes a serial killer, she's like, I'm going to flip shit.
So there's Lindy and I, as we were watching it, we felt like we were actually in the study because listen, these are spoilers coming up, very light spoilers, but they are.
Or heavy spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers nonetheless.
As we were watching it, we're like, oh shit, Hannah's cheating on Holden, stressor.
Exactly. I was doing the same thing. It's a stressor.
We're like, fuck, and then all of a sudden he's getting in trouble at work. Fuck, it's stressor. And then he's flying out to fucking to see Ed.
Especially
Ed
the last
Kemp.
episode. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But if you watch,
holy fuck, man.
When he breaks up with what's her name again? Debbie. When he breaks up with Debbie.
Debbie? Is her name Debbie?
Yeah, Debbie.
Debbie's the girlfriend's name.
Debbie.
When Holden breaks up with Debbie, and things aren't so great at work, he because he's getting reprimanded for dealing with the principal that tickles feet.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, fucking creepy. And I totally side with with Holden here. If people are saying don't fucking tickle my kid's feet, like don't tickle my kid's feet.
And honestly, the phone call that they gave him was like he was basically just saying like, I can't tell you that I don't think his actions aren't going to lead to more heinous crimes, or a heinous crime. He didn't really do anything wrong there. But anyways, he finds Debbie with that asshole Patrick.
Yeah.
Fuck Patrick.
Fucking Patrick.
Although I think Debbie should get away from Holden, but
true.
I think Holden's this anti guy for me. I like him, but yeah. Anyways, I digress. I've lost my train of thought now.
No, you're talking about like how the last episode, how him turning into.
Not even the last episode. He says things don't go well with Debbie, and then everything falls apart.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't think straight, and then shit leaks out to the FBI. Yeah. But then when he gets back with Debbie, things start to turn back around, and for the good, and to go back with what you were saying, identifying stressors.
Yeah, a few stresses here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he definitely really enjoys the I think the thrill of interviewing the
he does definitely
the serial killers, which they call them sequence killers at the beginning.
Yeah,
and they eventually coined the term. As I was watching it, after I watched an episode, I look up people's names from the episode. All these people they're interviewing, real people.
Are they real?
Real people,
and they look shockingly similar to the people that they actually interview.
So Molly's been having nightmares, and I told her it's not real. So don't tell Molly that. Okay?
Oh really? Oh,
yeah.
Fuck. Oh well. Well,
that's all right. I just it's disturbing shit.
It's fucking
when
disturbing.
they talk about it. It's disturbing, and I get that. And she's like, "How are you not having nightmares?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not real." I say.
Sean, you're a good man.
So I don't know. Apparently, it's real though.
But yeah, Mindhunter, real cool. Excited. I was honestly a little disappointed by how the last episode ended.
I agree.
Yeah.
We didn't find out anything about that repairman, who is clearly a serial killer.
I think it's similar to Ozark, where they're setting up the next villain.
Okay, sure.
Remember in Ozark with Adam, you said it best. I think we were talking about the end of Ozark, and you said they talked about Ruth's father in jail.
Oh,
and Adam said it kind of set up the next
setting
villain.
him up, and then they were setting up the guy from the cartel. They were setting up his boss too.
Yeah, that boss, but really big time, the guy in jail. Gave him FaceTime and stuff. I think it's a similar thing where it's this is happening now.
I think you're right.
And he's the guy that did the broomstick shit, right?
What do you mean?
We kind of already know what he does, or is this a misconception?
The broomstick. It's
I don't really want to say it out loud, but
I know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to remember now.
It's toward the beginning when they visit Kansas, and they're like, "What happened to the girl and the woman and her son behind the church or something?" Or
oh right, yeah. I don't know who that was. I didn't search that.
Yeah, it could be. I guess that was one. I
kind of thought that was that guy, and we're just kind of watching him do his thing. I don't know, and, but I feel like that's next season. Anyways, we should move on.
So anyway, I'll finish mine up quick. I finished Big Mouth, which is the first season, is on Netflix right now. It's an animated show done by Nick Kroll. It's really funny. It follows adolescent kids, and there's the hormone monster, who is an actual monster.
Is that a cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Okay.
And he tells the kid. It's a real fucked up, not fucked up, but it's really a real sick and perverted show, and so the hormone monster talks to the kid, but no one else can see the hormone monster. Just that kid can see it.
Kroll is hilarious.
And it's the kid is he's at a sleepover next to his bed, and they're very young teenagers, and he's like, "Come on, man, jerk off. It's gonna feel good." And he's like, "I'm right next to my friend. I can't do that right now." And he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "You see that on the wall? Look at that clock." And just trying to overplay how hormones are raging when you're a kid. It's girls and guys
hormone
too.
Monster,
yeah, the hormone monster. It's really funny. And Nick Kroll does the voice of one of the characters, and John Mulaney and a bunch of other.
I'm seeing him in November.
John Mulaney is so funny.
He is
I love
funny.
John
I'm
Mulaney.
seeing him in Boston in November.
Love John Mulaney. And speaking of comedians, also Patton Oswalt has a new special on Netflix that you guys should check out. It's called Annihilation. And it's very funny, and he touches on his wife's death, who she only died a couple of years ago, but touches on that and a few other things. And he did a really good job. It's an hour special. It's good. Just watched it tonight, actually.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And Star Trek: The Next Generation. Still,
of course.
Still.
Still chugging along.
Yeah, still chugging along. I figured I didn't want to have to give another update on that.
Adam, tell me about Snowman. Tell me everything.
Okay, so I went to go see The Snowman on Friday. I was really excited to see this movie. I was pushing it hard, saying it was going to be so good. I read the book. I love the book. Recommending it. I was getting ready to drive the hype. I was driving the hype bus, getting ready to shove it in everybody's face that I read the book.
You were.
And I saw the movie. I bought the tickets, and then I started seeing these terrible reviews pouring in. And I tried to ignore them, but I kept seeing them. I was like, this movie's garbage. It's the worst movie of the year, this and that. And so I went to go see it anyway, and it was really, really bad.
Like, you think it's really bad?
I think it's really bad, and I love the book, and I love the other books. So the character.
Are you
Harry
becoming
Holt,
a book snob, Adam?
I am.
Careful.
I'm gonna book snob out on this one.
Okay.
So, in the book, Harry Hole is this. He's an amazing detective.
First of all, can I just say, not a name for Hollywood?
No, not a name for Hollywood.
It's not a Hollywood name, Harry Hole.
I think it's an instance where, like, in Norway, it's probably a normal name.
Oh, sure.
But
Absolutely.
it's weird for us.
Wait, isn't it not Hole? Isn't it Hole? Hole?
Yeah, I'm
no,
sure.
it is Hole.
Oh, but he read it as Hole or something.
Oh, you read it as Hole?
Holy?
No.
Harry Hole.
So I was reading it as Hole, and then I thought I saw something that pronounced it was Hole, and then I read something else saying it is Hole.
But in the movie, it was Hole.
In the movie, it's Hole.
Okay.
So he's this great detective that's got his own demons, of course. But in the movie, he doesn't detect shit. You know what I mean? He just sort of hops onto another detective's case, interviews a couple people, and I'm gonna save you the trouble of it. There's someone who gets interviewed by the female detective at the beginning of the movie, who Harry interviews at the end of the movie. If that guy just told Harry, if the guy just told the woman what he told Harry, the movie's over in 15 minutes.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was no reason for him to the interviewee to withhold that information.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
They tried to make people creepy that weren't creepy. There was no suspense. There was no like slasher. It wasn't a slasher movie. It wasn't a great detective movie. J.K. Simmons was sprinkled in. I didn't even know what the fuck his character was doing in the movie.
Wow.
But in the book, like he's this dominant Norwegian political figure, and he becomes Harry's suspect of being the guy that is the Snowman killer. But they don't even touch on that. They just say, "Oh, the character's name's Arve Stop," and they just sort of touch on it, and it's so fucking weird. It's so all over the place. The movie is just fucking bad.
That's wild.
It's so bad. Val Kilmer is in it.
Huh.
Val Kilmer is in it. It looks like he's got cotton in his cheeks, and I don't know if it's an accent or if his voice is dubbed over, but whatever it is bad.
Wow.
It's fake. It's like C+ movie effects.
This is a scathing review from the podcast that's destroying cynicism, people.
Guys, I'm telling you, I'm ripping this apart because I was so excited for it. I thought, with the cast and the director, I thought in the source material, I thought there was a slim chance that this movie could fail, and it failed miserably.
I was so excited to see this because I have too many books in a row that I need to read, so I'm probably not gonna get near any of the Harry Hole novels anytime soon. So I was like, "Oh, great! I'll see the movie and I'll get what Adam's talking about, how awesome this is." And now I'm I just have to wait and read the books.
the movie is such a poor representation of the. And then, so my friend Tim, who I went to go see the movie with, who's also read the book. Like him and I both left the movie like so disappointed. And then he sent me an interview this week with the director saying that the whole production was rushed. He started working on after it was greenlit. He started working the next week, and it was like very rushed. And then they ran out of time and money in Norway, and they didn't shoot 20% of the script.
What?
So comes the excuse train.
Wow.
No, I'm saying like I don't think 20% more would have saved that movie.
Wow.
You know,
this is the most scathing review I've ever heard on this podcast.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It was bad. Like, I want a sequel just to redeem themselves. You know what I mean? Because it's a great character and they're great. The Harry Hole novels are great novels, and the writer is a great writer. But this is such a bad misrepresentation. Jen was saying after we saw it that if she didn't know that I love these books so much and I speak so highly of them, and just saw this movie, she wouldn't go near a Harry Hole novel.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not a great look for the books.
No, exactly.
Yikes.
And the best part was at the end when so in the book, the climax takes place on top of one of those Olympic ski jumps where Harry confronts the snowman killer on the top of the ski jump, where the snowman killer is ready to take his own life, and Harry pulls some trickery to save him and make sure he goes to jail, and Harry saves the people he's trying to save. But it's very dramatic and it's like over the top in the book, which is great. But in the movie, I'm gonna play by play you the final confrontation with the snowman killer.
Okay.
So the snowman killer is holding Harry's ex-girlfriend and her son, not his son, hostage. Harry stops him from killing them, loses a finger in the process, but gets away. Harry chases after them out onto a sheet of ice, like a lake of ice, in Norway. And these characters grew up in Norway, so you'd think they'd know when to run out onto solid ice and when not to. So Harry runs out onto the ice and says, "Come on, I'm ready, where are you?" Gunshot, boom, Harry gets shot in the shoulder. And he's down. And the snowman killer comes out of the fog, and Harry starts talking to him, saying how, it's not about these women you're killing, it's about you, this and that, like some psychology on him. And then the killer falls through the ice and dies.
For real?
End of movie. That's it.
Oh.
And then the next scene is Harry sitting in the detective's conference room accepting a new case.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, thanks.
How disappointing is that?
Yeah, that sounds kind of disappointing.
So
this is not how the book went then.
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
The book is very good with all types of twists and turns, leading you to different people. Some detective work, there was no detective work. Nothing was detected. There weren't any instances where there were clues.
That's gonna be the pull quote on the DVD box.
I'll tell you,
nothing was detected.
One instance.
Not even
There was an instance in the book that was like a really great example of him being a detective. So, and I know we're going over here, but I'm just so worked up.
Oh, we're way over, but it's fine.
But at one point, a woman gets reported missing, right? So Harry and his partner go to check on her, and she's not missing. She's in her garage, chopping heads off of chickens because that's what you do. So they leave. Cut to next scene. The killer's there. The killer kills the woman, takes her out into the woods, makes a snowman with her head. And when Harry and the woman and his partner get back to the barn where she was, there's chicken blood all over the place and chicken heads all over the place. And there's blood sort of strewn about, and he doesn't really sure what's going on with it, because it's odd because he was just there and it wasn't like that. So he's trying to figure out why is it like this? And it comes down to the killer did that because the woman put up a fight and drew some blood for him. So to cover it up, he he killed a bunch of chickens and covered his own blood up. None of that happened in the book. He just went out into the woods and found the head. That's it.
That's weird.
Yikes! They changed a lot, huh?
They changed a whole lot.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So, anyways, listeners, if you want to see for yourself, by all means, go for it. But I wouldn't waste the $13 and 2 hours of my life on it. Just read the book.
Read the book.
Yeah. So I'm being that snob, but it's worth it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Saving everybody.
Is that it?
What, Matt?
Is that it? Is that all you've been watching?
I did my yearly viewing of Hocus Pocus.
Nice.
Always a classic. And we were saying, I think on the podcast before, we had talked about how there was a reboot or a remake in the works. 100% unnecessary. That movie stands the test of time.
Yeah.
That movie does not need a reboot or a sequel or anything. But interestingly enough, the last scene sort of leaves it open for a sequel.
Oh yeah, absolutely it does.
Because the book is like still, looking around.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, which I never picked up on before, so that was cool to see. But classic movie, great to watch every Halloween. And I've also been watching Vice Principals on HBO, which is another show that I love. It's the same guys that did Eastbound and Down, just a little bit different flavor of character. You know what I mean? The character, it's not Kenny Powers, is not the lead character, but the lead character is still really funny, and the supporting character, played by Walton Goggins, is fucking hilarious. So if you're not into that, I'd say that one's definitely worth a watch.
Sweet. To check it out.
Sean, I see on here you restarted Ozark.
Yeah, just the first few episodes. I'll probably watch the whole thing, but I'm just rewatching it.
Nice.
I have a running theory that Martin Bird is schizophrenic, but I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm excited to hear your research.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this week's Make Movies Great Again podcast. We're going to hop right in and talk about The Houses October Built for Movie Club. So if you'd like to check that out, check in your inbox. You'll see that, or look in our YouTube page. And remember, I could have been a contender. We'll see you guys next week.